here with Randy Spence from the movie The Shade Shepherd. And there he is.
Yeah, look at this guy.
How are you this evening?
I'm great. I'm thrilled to be at the Newport Beach Film Festival. This is a fantastic event, and yeah, we're really excited to share this movie with the world.
I know this is screening tonight, right?
Yeah, this is our
It-
world premiere.
Oh, it's the world premiere. Wow, fantastic. And I heard it's been sold out for a while now.
We were actually, I think, the first film in the festival to sell out, and so we're truly gracious for everyone who's turned out and wants to check it out.
I know, I've been wanting to watch it. It was on my list, but I'm like, oh, it's sold out. But you have another screening.
Yeah, we have another screening Wednesday, and we get you a screener.
Oh, okay.
I know a guy.
Well, can you tell us what the movie is about and the character you portray?
Yes, I play Pike Abels. My character, first off, the film is set in 1987 in Indiana, and my character is a heroin junkie, and my character is wanted for murder, and my psychiatrist brother, Jack, basically decides to take it upon himself to try to help me escape to the Canadian border to avoid the murder charge.
Challenging?
Yeah, it was a very challenging shoot. We shot in Shipshewana, Indiana, and southern Michigan, and the dead of summer, and we spent basically the entire time in the woods and in water. I can't count the number of times that I was submerged in water throughout the shoot, but
And how long was the shoot?
it was roughly a month.
Oh, a month.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be all worthwhile, see?
Super excited, and we can't wait to share it with everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looking forward. Hey, welcome to the 2019 Newport Beach Film Festival, and we are here with Carolyn Newton from the movie The Shade Shepherd. And how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about the movie and the role you play?
Sure. So it's a thriller. I play the wife of the main character. Yeah. So he's taking care of his drug addict brother and trying to get into the border because he gets into trouble. So, and I'm also 8 months pregnant in the movie. So yeah, I know. But yeah, so I'm 8 months pregnant in the movie, and it's basically about me dealing with the pregnancy in a time of severe consequences, I would say.
So, how long did you make this film?
We were filming for about 3 weeks. I was on set for about a week as a supporting, yeah. And yeah.
Is this your first film?
This is my second feature film, and I've done some other projects. I did a voiceover project opposite Rami Malek called Blackout.
Oh.
Yeah, and but this is my second major feature film. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Newport Beach Film Festival, and we are here with Mr. Brent Baker from the movie The Shade Shepherd. Is that right? And you are the producer.
Right.
How challenging is it to produce this?
It was very challenging based on the budget that we had. I produced a film with a guy named Jordan Hodges, and Jordan's one of the lead actors. It was a 20-day shoot in Indiana. I've spent most of my career in front of the camera, working as an actor in film and television. So this is my feature film debut behind the camera, working as a producer. So, this is the first full-length feature that I've produced. So, yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be a great success. It's been sold out.
Yeah, we were the first. Movie to sell out at the festival, and we've got another screening on Wednesday, May 1st at 6 o'clock. So if anybody wants to come out and see the film, I think we've still got some seats available. Are you going to be there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. That'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you want to add?
No, I just a lot of heart and soul went into this film. It's 2 years in the making, and we think we have a dynamite film on our hands. And it's a film that looks much more expensive than we actually spent shooting it. So,
Do you already have distribution for this film?
We don't. We're talking to a couple of sales agents, and we decided to hold off on going to the con film market to take advantage of whatever opportunities might take place here at the festival. But officially, no, we don't have distribution yet. But we're certainly open to having any conversations about distribution. So,
Well, we wish you the best of
thank you
luck
so
for that.
much.
My name is Randy Spence, and I play Pike Abels in the film. And,
And I'm Chris Felici. I'm the director of the film.
Jordan Hodges, I play Jack Abels.
I'm Johnny Mendez, and I wrote the music.
Hi, we are here at the 2019 Newport Beach Film Festival with Jordan Hodges from the movie The Shade Shepherd. How are you? I'm good. Wow, you also wore many hats, right? You're the producer, the screenwriter, and of course the lead actor. So how do you go about doing all of that?
Well, I just started. This whole movie started. I wanted to do an experimental piece about two brothers in the woods and see what that would do to like brotherhood. And I have a brother, and we're very close. And it was going to be an experimental piece. So I wrote the first like really rough draft called The Shade Shepherd, and I brought it to my friend and colleague we worked together on a lot of stuff, Chris Felici. And he said, hey, that's a good title. And he read it. And then me and him just burned it all down and rewrote a script for like the next year. And, from there, it's like by the time we were finished with the script, I knew that character so well. So I just played Jack. We wrote it for Randy Spence as Pike. You know what I mean? So it's like we kind of knew what our team was going in. And it just kind of happened that way. And I always say I'm an actor at heart. That's my union, etc. But it's like it's hard to get a good script when you're up and coming. So you write your own script, and then once you have a script, who's going to write it for you? So you produce it, or who's going to make it for you? So you produce it.
Okay, so is this the first film then that you wrote?
I had a film a few years back called Sandcastles, which I also led as an actor along with Randy Spence, who plays my brother here, and he played my uncle in that film. So we're just like family on screen, And Chris Felici, the director, actually was a cinematographer on that film, and I loved his work so much. And after getting to know him, I just thought he would be a wonderful director, and I feel very privileged to work with him.
Oh, that's good. So you've worked together with both of them, so that's awesome. Tell me, for you, what challenges did you have in this film, like being all three?
Yeah, the biggest challenge I think for me was I'm in the film about with Randy 98% of the movie, and it's just every day going in and out. And while filming, my wife, who's our costume designer on the film, she was going through chemotherapy for cancer, so I was bouncing back and forth from set to chemo, and she was bouncing back from chemo to set to help us work. And it was just a really challenging time, but the whole crew just bonded together as a family, and we just got through it. It was just a really hard shoot, a lot of bug bites, a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights, a lot of just being in the woods freezing. It was super on location. Yeah.
So I guess it's all worthwhile because I heard the film is really good. It's the first film that was sold out for this film festival, so it's gonna be. Well, is there anything else you want to add?
I think kind of what Chris said, the Newport Beach Film Festival has just been a great place, a great platform to launch this movie. We didn't think we were going to premiere this early. We rushed around to get the sound ready in time, etc., to get it here. But this has just been an awesome time, and hopefully there'll be more cities to come. And be on the lookout for The Shade Shepherd, 2019.
You don't have any distribution yet at this time?
We're talking to several companies. Several companies have reached out, different sales agents and reps and whatnot. But the world has changed over the last few years since our last film we made, just with hybrid distribution, self-distribution, the international markets. And we're just walking on eggshells. Indie filmmakers can, they get kind of scammed a lot, in the worldwide marketplace. And we just want to be very careful. We all worked way too hard on this film to let it fail, so we're going to fight for it.
Well, best of luck to you in this movie, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Hi, we are here at the 2019 Newport Beach Film Festival for the movie The Shade Shepherd, and it's Mr. Chris.
Felici. Yes.
Okay, he is a multi-talented artist here. He's the director, the screenwriter, the editor, and the cinematographer. Is that correct? Well, how did you manage to do all of this role?
I don't know. No, it was really a special project because we were low budget and I was wearing a lot of hats, and it sort of allowed me to make it something a little bit more personal, maybe. And it was extremely challenging. It's a crazy process, but at the end of the day, I hope it's worth it.
Would you say that it's easier or harder that you have to wear all these four hats?
That's a really good question, but it's both at the same time, if I'm going to be honest, because on one hand, it can all sort of be in my head. I don't have to communicate to someone. I can make decisions on the fly. I can think as a cinematographer and as a director simultaneously, and I could make the choices that are best for the film when I do that. But films are very collaborative, and it's great to work with great people, and it's great to have partners in it. And so there's a lot of pressure taking on those multiple roles. So it is incredibly difficult.
How did you come up with this idea, and what inspired you to do this movie?
Well, me and Jordan decided to make this movie, and it's really kind of a personal film for both of us. We both have known people in our lives that have suffered from addiction, drug use, self-hatred, and really some dark things. And we know the effects that can have on not just the person, but the entire family, the entire community sometimes. And that's, I think, where we really began to start to dig into these characters and build the world of the film.
So can you? Oh, so this is actually an adventure, drama, thriller. Yeah. Is that correct? So can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the film takes place in 1987, and it's about two brothers. We've got them right here. We have Pike, who is a junkie, a drug addict, who's wanted for murder. And we have Jack, his younger brother, who's a psychiatrist who's trying to get him to the Canadian border to safety. And the film is really, it's a journey. And they're hiking through the woods, stealing cars, running from the cops, all while Pike is detoxing from heroin, which is a really difficult thing to go through. But it's about their relationship as well. These are complicated characters. They make decisions that, some of us may not make, some of us may not agree with, but I think through it all, they're really trying to do the right thing as the movie goes on. And I think they both start the film with a lot to learn, and it's about their growth. It's about their connection.
How challenging is it to make this entire movie for you?
This is honestly one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. This movie, it almost killed me, literally. Yeah, well, that's a whole situation where I was in a car crash, a really bad car crash about a week into shooting, and I didn't think I could continue making the movie. A good friend of mine and one of our co-producers was in the car and had to go to the hospital, and I busted my ribs, and I probably had a concussion for the last 2 weeks of the shoot, but it was important to keep going because everyone involved cared so much about this project, and everyone involved supported me through that process, and I really leaned on them, and they did such an incredible job both to help me through it and to help make the movie get made.
How long did it take for the process from the conception to the post-production?
I think it took about 3 years from when we first started to come up with the idea till today, or earlier on this week when we premiered the film. So it was a really long road, and there's a lot of post-production, about 2 years of post-production. We had a 22-day shoot, in the woods in Indiana, and yeah, it's a long road, but I'm really proud of what we've made.
That must be difficult filming in the woods of Indiana.
Oh, it was crazy. There were bugs. There were long hikes with heavy equipment, and we all lived together in a little cabin in the woods when we made this. And you know, some of us started as strangers, and we ended it as like really good friends. It was really a family that made this movie, and I couldn't have done it without all of them.
How long did it take to actually shoot the film? Is it 3 weeks, did you say?
It was about a 22-day shoot, and we did 6-day weeks, and yeah.
So 22 days in the woods.
In the woods, getting bit by mosquitoes, and sweating, and getting rained on randomly. Yeah, we were on our own journey making this film, that's for sure.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
I guess I really just want to thank the Newport Beach Film Festival, because they have been incredible hosts. This whole time has been a surreal experience for me. I've been, you know, in my room editing this film for 2 years, not talking to anyone, and then to come here and have all of the parties and, you know, everyone just be so kind and so welcoming and so supportive of us as a film team has been amazing. And I have to thank everyone involved in my crew and my actors. I love them all so much. There's too many people to thank everyone, but from our executive producers like Evan, Dave, Michelle, Eric, Connie, and Craig. Sorry, I can't remember names, but you know, to our crew, our incredible crew and our cast. I think everybody involved in this project fought for it. They suffered for it, and you know, they did that. They just did so much, and it really means so much to me. They put their heart and soul, you're absolutely right, into this movie, and I truly hope that the final product makes them proud. I worked for 2 years to try to make it the best movie for them that I possibly could.